Hello and welcome to my review of Fire Emblem Awakening for the Nintendo 3DS. Since its introduction to the West via Super Smash Bros. Melee, the Fire Emblem franchise has had a pretty good import record considering the types of games that they are. Awakening is the newest game in the series to come ashore since the 2008 DS remake of the very first game from 1990, and it really shows just how far the series has come. Awakening's plot, despite taking place 2,000 years after the rest of the series, doesn't stray too far from the series' comfort zone. You're found unconscious in a field by Prince Crom and his gang of warriors and get dragged into the newest world war that just so happens to happen in all of these games. Eventually, some time travel shenanigans get involved and you have to prevent the destruction of the world by a giant dragon. There are some very predictable and heavily foreshadowed twists sprinkled throughout, and it's no Game of Thrones. But the real bulk of the story lies is in its characters and their relationships. All of the way over 25 characters, including your own custom avatar, have a fully developed personality and can be paired with almost any character of the opposite gender. The relationship system is tied heavily into gameplay, and certain characters will become closer and even marry and have children as you play the game. The dialogue between characters and the relationships is always charming and pretty often funny, but by the end of the game, you want to save the world, just the relationships you've built can survive. Fire Emblem Awakening retains the same trademark strategy RPG gameplay that I like to describe as chess if your pieces can level up. You're charged with leading your band of warriors through a map in order to kill the commander of the enemy units, or sometimes just kill anything that isn't allied with you. Each of your units have their own class and have access to a variety of weapons and/or magic and special abilities, and winning is all about getting the right units fighting against each other using a simple rock, paper, scissors system of combat. As you progress, units will level up and gain access to a greater number of weapons, change class, and just become better at killing the people you want dead. While there are some spikes in difficulty, you'll almost never have to grind, though there are plenty of opportunities to do so. The real challenge of the game is a mental one, and each encounter is its own puzzle to be solved in the best way you can using the pieces you've chosen. The most important aspect of gameplay is unit positioning, and more than just getting your guys next to easily beaten enemies, you'll want to stay on top of where units are in relation to each other. Placing two units next to each other will allow them to double-team an opponent, and fighting together strengthens their relationship. Strong relationships translate to more bonuses when fighting in tandem, and also determine attributes they'll pass on to any children they might have, creating a system where you have to decide whether or not to eugenicize your team for better units in the future, or just follow your heart. Fire Emblem is usually associated with its permanent death system, which means that when a unit dies in battle once, they're dead forever. A series staple, this can, for the first time, be turned off in any difficulty setting. If you're the type like me, who would usually reset the game the moment a unit died, turning off permadeath saves you a lot of resetting. Either way, the system allows for an extra layer of challenge and threat for those who want it, while not affecting the battle-to-battle difficulty of the game, which is still a matter of turn-to-turn strategy over brawn. Fire Emblem Awakening's presentation is pretty much anything you can ask for. The game's story is acted out by 3D character models and backgrounds, with occasional voice acting, with big moments punctuated by beautiful voice-acted animated cutscenes, all in 3D, of course. The battles take place on varied and colorful maps, and combat sequences are rendered in 3D with different animations for each character and weapon type. Menus and user interface is clean and simple to understand and navigate on both screens and can be adjusted to your pleasing. Music is appropriately thematic and knows exactly when to swell up for big moments. It's nothing particularly mind-blowing, but it's all very cohesive and aesthetic and nice. Fire Emblem Awakening is one of the most complete packages on the system, easily clocking in at over 20 hours, and due to its very approachable difficulty settings, a game that anyone can enjoy, from those who don't think that they're really good at puzzles or smart people games, to a real chess master. It's easily one of the best games on the system, and I'm overjoyed it was brought over. Fire Emblem Awakening gets a 9 out of 10.